What a gorgeous looking motorcycle. Very nice sounding motorcycle. Hello and welcome to PowerDrift. No brownie points for guessing where I am and what I am riding today. This is the Kari Motor Speedway and I have with me one of the most anticipated fully fed motorcycles for 2024. This is the Aprilia RS457. There's so much to talk about and I don't want to waste any more of your time. So let's get right into it. But before that, a quick reminder, if you have problems with your notifications, do remember to reset it. And once you're done, let's begin. What a gorgeous looking motorcycle. Now the RS457 is being produced in Baramati, but it's still very much an Italian because at the end of the day, it is an Aprilia. The loud sticker work that you see on the motorcycle contributes to that, but if you were to remove everything, like completely clean motorcycle perspective, it still resembles some of the other fully fed motorcycles that the brand has in its lineup. The way the headlamps design, the winglets at the front, the way the tail tapers towards the edge, I think it looks really nice. Mind you, this particular motorcycle is a sort of a track version only because Aprilia has removed the mirrors, there's no number plate holder, there's no pegs for the pillion, so on and so forth. But if you were to add everything to it and look at it from that angle, job well done.
Something that Aprilia can work on is quality. It's an 8 on 10 for now, which is not too bad. Doubts crept in when I first saw it in flesh at India Bike Week last month, but thankfully things look sorted to an extent. However, the stickers, some welds can definitely get a lot better. The brand name sets an expectation and they should set a benchmark for this particular category.
Let's kick things off with this engine, this parallel twin engine. We'll talk about the good bits first and then the not so good bits. Right off the bat, I want to tell you that this is a very nice sounding motorcycle. Not only when you crank the engine, but also when you pick up speed, when you get on the gas, it's a really delightful experience. The second bit is the power delivery. Now we are at a racetrack, which means we are in the top half of the spectrum almost all the time. But the one thing that I noticed, especially during tight turns when I had to get on the gas at really low speeds or even when I was in the mid-range, there is no struggle. And I would like to conclude that this is a very tractable engine. With that, I would also like to make a very bold prediction. I feel this is going to be a really nice motorcycle to ride in the city. The other bits, there are 3 riding modes on offer and the only mode that I could test here and it made the most sense was the sport mode. Lots of electronics also, something that we will dabble with once we get the motorcycle for a full review. The clutch is also really nice. And now let's talk about the not so good bits. Feels pretty fine till about 7000 RPM, 6th gear, no problem at all. But after that it feels a little harsh and you will feel those vibrations on the foot pegs. And the last bit between 9 and 10,500 RPM, that's also where the red line is, that's where it feels too mechanical, too noisy, something that I did not find too pleasant. Apart from that, the gearbox as well. There is no quick shifter as standard, it's going to be a part of the accessory package. But the way this motorcycle is positioned, I feel the quick shifter should have come as standard. But without it, the gearbox feels clunky, again mechanical, not too pleasant, and that is something that Aprilia can maybe work on in the near future. But the critical bit still remains, which is the city bit. More on that later.
It is difficult to judge overall ride quality at a racetrack because in spite of it being a fully fed motorcycle, you will spend most of your time in the city or on the highway. While an informed opinion remains parked for now, the notable thing to note is the addition of preload adjustment not only at the rear but also on the front. For everything else, stay sub to our channel for when the full review premieres.
What a sweet handling motorcycle the RS457 is. It's absolute magic. And I wouldn't expect anything less from an Aprilia with an RS badge. Now, the chassis. Let's talk about the chassis first. It feels like it's your best friend. It's constantly communicating with you, responds to every input of yours in a very precise manner. Just the size of this motorcycle, look how small, look how compact this is. The wheelbase is about 1360 mm, which is really small in the super sport world. The weight as well, 175 kilograms, and when you put all of these things together, it translates to a fantastic riding experience. Last but not the least, the tires. First time I'm experiencing the Pro Torque Extreme, and I must say they are good tires. Only when you start pushing them is when you realize maybe not for the racetrack, maybe more for longevity, maybe more for city, highway, touring usage. All in all, fantastic to ride at the Kari Motor Speedway.
When I first saw the footage, I really thought the RS is going to be as committed as a super sport can be. So happy to be wrong. The RS457 falls in the sport touring category, and it is brilliant. Should be good for the city, the highway, and greatly suited for the track as well. A good fit everywhere. I know a lot of you guys will complain and crib in the comment section, but I think versatility over focused riding is a better, more enjoyable route. The brake setup is something that did not work well here at the Kari Motor Speedway. 3 laps in and almost all of us experienced brake fade. Having said that, there are ways to make braking better if you plan on setting lap times, but otherwise it should be decent for everyday use.
Time to sum up the Aprilia RS457 experience. And all in all, I am actually pretty impressed. Now, just like any other motorcycle, there are hits and misses with this particular product as well. I really like the engine. I think it's a very tractable motor. The ergonomic position is something that left me pretty surprised, because for someone as tall as me, I was actually very comfortable. I was expecting this to be an all-out super sport, but I expect this to be a great sport tourer as well. And don't complain about it. I think it is fantastic, because a lot of these motorcycles, when they focus on one thing, they tend to lose out on a lot of the other things. The Aprilia thankfully does not lose out on all of that, because in that sense, it becomes a lot more versatile. And finally, that chassis. Oh my God. I mean, for me, that is the best thing about this motorcycle. Talking about misses, I wish it came with adjustable levers as standard, quick shifter as standard, especially for the motorcycle that it is. Now, again, with the adjustable levers as well, that is pretty much the norm of the industry, and it doesn't put a big dent in your pricing. So that should have come as standard. I think that's pretty basic. All in all, I am very happy. The next thing that I want to do is pit this against the RC390, which is on one side, and the Yamaha R3, which is on the other side. I need to ride them back to back in order to understand which one really stands out. It is going to be a very, very close competition, so stay tuned for that video. But up next is going to be the city review. It's going to take a while. We'll get the motorcycle sometime next month, hopefully when deliveries begin. Until then, if you have any more questions about this motorcycle, please drop them in the comment section below. And I will be back with some more motorcycle content very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Varun Painter, and I will see you later.